I'm 36. Who would have thunk it? And this is like my birthday book haul video that absolutely nobody on planet Earth asked for, but I wanted to deliver. It's really just my way of gushing about the absolutely amazing and beautiful books that I bought or have been gifted on my birthday that made me feel really happy, and I just want to share it with you. There's some books that I've already read that I have asked for as like shelf trophies, and some books that have just been high on my TBR for a while that'll hopefully give me some sort of encouragement to pick them up and read them. But before we do that, I wanted to share this card with you because, as many of you know, if you followed my journey for long enough, I historically have really struggled with my mental health. And I want to start by saying that people that struggle with mental health, you will never be fixed. The likelihood is that you've been through some sort of trauma in life or issues within your brain that you just need to learn how to cope with. And thankfully, over the last couple of years, I've had a lot of support from my wife, from my family, from work colleagues, and from professionals that have just helped me and give me the tools to be able to deal with the things that go on in my head. And for the first time in 2 years, I woke up yesterday morning happy to be alive. And that was a beautiful feeling. And then my wife came upstairs and she said, I've got some presents and some cards. And she provided me this card here. Now, I don't know if you can see, but on this card, my kids have written separate things. I'm going to go through it all with you. So for people that aren't interested in like real life stuff, then I'm sorry I'm boring. I'll allow you to check out now. But this page is about more than books. It's about real life. It's about mental health, and it's about trying to create a space where we can all speak our truths without, the fear of being judged. And this is my truth, is that this made me cry yesterday morning, but in the most beautiful way possible. So the first thing it says on the card is, I love my daddy so much because, and then my children wrote on there. So the first one from Ruben, who's 5, said, he gives me cuddles. And then my 11-year-old wrote, because he likes to spend time with me. The next thing says, things I love doing with my daddy, playing games and singing with me. And then my daddy is really good at, Ruben said, reading books. And then my May said, loving me every day. And then inside, my daddy's favourite song is Ruben's song, and my May said Pretender by Lewis Capaldi. Love that song, not my favourite. Daddy's favourite foods, pizza and my sweets, because I steal my May sweets all the time. The best thing about my daddy is, Ruben said, I love him, and my May said, because he loves me every single day. My daddy makes me laugh when he tickles me and when he embarrasses me. And there's a picture there that says, best dad. And then Harlow, my oldest daughter, got me a separate card, because she's 15 and she shouldn't want to do soppy stuff like this. But inside the card it says, happy birthday, Daddy. I love you. Dear Daddy, you are the best dad in the whole wide world, and you keep me safe every day. I could never change you for the world. I'm so impressed that I managed to get through that entire card without crying. I was bawling like a baby yesterday for a few reasons. I didn't have a dad growing up, and that's always something that bothered me. It's something I've always craved for, and it is what it is. I'm one of many people that grew up without a mum or a dad, or a mum and a dad, and I don't think we'll ever, no matter how old we are, stop craving that relationship with a parent. And I always struggled with understanding how to be a dad, what it was to be a dad. I always questioned whether I was doing things right. And this last couple of years has just taught me that being present sometimes is enough. And that card just gave me some sort of like pat on the back. Oh, I'm getting emotional now. They're happy tears. But it just gave me a pat on the back that I'm doing fine. And I wanted to share that with you, because I think a lot of us put pressure on ourselves as parents and partners and things like that at trying to chase this perfect definition of what is a partner, what is a parent, what's a good mum, what's a good dad. And hopefully for you, and definitely for me, it just reassured me that turning up and being present and spending time with our family and putting our phones down and actually being present, not just being within the same room, but actually being present and listening, is often enough. So that was a fantastic start to my morning. Literally the best start I could have wished for. I then went to work, which sucked, because who wants to work on the birthday? And then in the evening, I played taxi dad because Ellie had the dentist, so we went to the dentist, and obviously because it was my birthday, there was traffic there and back. Didn't get home till like 6:30. Rushed some pizza, got kids to bed, went to sleep. But on Saturday we have got it's Saturday tomorrow. Today's Friday. On Saturday, we've got a curry booked. We're going to go out for an Indian, spend time with family. I'm really excited, can't wait. I love a curry and I love spending time with family. But it wasn't always that way. We are going to get to books eventually, but this is my page, innit? I want you to get to know me as well. I grew up in I'm not going to say dysfunctional family, because it wasn't. My mum did the best that she could with the cards she was dealt. My mum didn't have the best upbringing, and I think considering the upbringing that she had, she did absolutely fantastic with us, and she definitely gave us a better start to life than she ever had. A million times better. So I will always praise her for that. But we weren't a close family, and when it comes to like aunties, uncles, nans, granddads and things, I never had that. So then when me and Ellie met 8 years ago, or for me at least, it was a bit of a culture shock being introduced into a family where family was everything. You know, she had until we lost Ellie's great grandma a couple of years ago, 5 generations of women. So there were grandparents, great grandparents, aunties, uncles, nans. I was just like, whoa, this is overwhelming. To the point where my first Christmas day with them, we had Christmas dinner and then I went and sat in another room and I just cried. I was like, this is so overwhelming. It was everything I'd ever wanted, but it was too much at the same time. But what I'm trying to say is 8 years down the line now, I get excited for going out and having family meals and stuff like that, because it's everything that I'd always craved for. And I've got it now, and I love the fact that my kids have got that, and the fact that that is now important to me when years ago I didn't really realise it was. I've got it now and I'm happy. So curry, buzzing for that. And then yesterday, 20th November, was my birthday. I went to work, came home to mounds of books, and over the kind of few days before that, there were dribs and drabs of books as well that I think could come early, so I saved them all and then opened them all on my birthday yesterday. So I'm going to share them with you, if you've not got bored of the first 7 minutes of this video. Hopefully you haven't, because I'm not cutting anything out to make it shorter, because I can't be bothered to edit my videos. So I'm just going to dive straight into it now. The first book, it wasn't the first book that came through the post, but it's just the first book that I've got here, because I've not organised them, because that's not what I do, is a book that was sent to me by Colleen M. Morgan. She says, surprise, in big letters. That's why I said it like that. Happy birthday. I added this omnibus because it is my all-time favourite in epic fantasy. I really hope you like it. Pax is the best and great battle scenes from Colleen M. Morgan. One thing I love, a feature that Amazon do, and I still don't know how you do it, is when people ignore the books that are on my wish list and send me books that they want me to read because they love them. Because I can't add every single recommendation that someone gives me onto my Amazon wish list, because my wife would just get overwhelmed. But this just sounds bang up my street. So it's called The Deed of Pax and Zarion by Elizabeth Moon. And I did a little bit of research after I got this. So this is 3 books in one. Each book's about 400 pages, because I looked to see where they end and stuff. And it just seems like the kind of book that I'd love. It says, Pax and Zarion wasn't planning to submit to an unwelcome marriage and a lifetime of poverty. She left her village with a plan and her grandfather's sword. And a few weeks later, she was installed as Duke Felon's newest recruit in a company of soldiers for hire, her arms training about to begin. So I love anything where it's kind of like, it's not dark academia, but it's a person who is untrained going to some sort of college or educational setting where they train to be better. And I also like it when it's women. I don't know if it's because I'm a dad to 2 girls. I know I've got Reuben, but I was a girl dad first, and being a girl dad just made me feel some sort of empowerment for women. And I love reading stories with strong women. Orca, who is one of the characters in the Bloodsworn saga written by John Gwynne, is one of my favourite characters of all times. I just love a really powerful woman in a story, as long as it's not like crap. I think sometimes they can just make women strong with no kind of like depth to the character. I'm not for that, but I love it when there's a reason why they're fighting for survival. There was actually a few passages in a J. Christoph book that I'm currently reading where, without giving you any spoilers, there's a couple of pages where Jay Kristoff writes about it being a man's world and how certain women have to act differently or maybe change their appearance to be able to fit into a society or to be able to get the best out of the society because of the fact that they're women. If you've read The Empire of the Vampire, you'll know which character I'm on about. If you haven't, I can't tell you because it's kind of a spoiler. But it was just marvellous, and I appreciated that from Jay Kristoff, especially being that he's a man writing about such a sensitive topic. So yeah, I'm excited to read that. Really, really bang up my street. So thank you so much for that one. I'm going to have to try and figure out a place to put all these books because in total there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 books, a gift card and some cash that I need to talk to you about. This one here is a book that's been on my TBR for ages. I've never got hold of the physical copy of the book, and I went into a charity shop yesterday. So this is one that I actually bought for myself on my birthday. I think it cost me £1.50. I went into a charity shop. It's called Theft of Swords by Michael J. Sullivan, and I believe it's about like a talented thief, and that's pretty much all I know about it. But a few people have recommended it, and it just sounds like a fun time, good time. And I also like trying authors I've never read before, and I've never read this dude, Michael J. Sullivan. So don't know much about it. I can't really tell you the plot and the premise. I'm not going to read blurb of every single book because you'll just get bored and fed up and stuff. But yeah, check that out if you want. Like, I read the blurb and I thought it sounded really good, so you should check the blurb too, and hopefully you think it sounds really good, and then we can have like the same taste and stuff, and we can just, I don't know, whatever. Tainted Cup. This one was sent to me yesterday. I think this actually came through on my birthday by Maruna Chirilla, and this says, this is a high fantasy staple, murder mystery on another planet, a genre bender. I think you will like it. So I put this on my TBR ages ago because someone said to me it is exactly that. It's like a murder mystery with fantasy, and murder mystery is basically where I started my adult reading journey. I loved any kind of police procedurals mainly, but any whodunit book, and I'm like, I'm going to try and find out. I think it all stems from Basil the Great Mouse Detective, if you remember that film. I used to watch that loads when I was a kid, and I'm like, I can find out if they can. And this is that. It's like a murder mystery, I believe, with fantasy. Everything that I would want in a book, this sounds like it's got. So I'm buzzing to read that. The Black Sun. It's not called The Black Sun. There's no the. It's just called Black Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse. This was sent to me by Saskia. I need you to be my guinea pig for Black Sun for completely selfish reasons. I need you to tell me if I should read this. I await your review. So selfishly, Saskia bought me this so I'd read it and tell her if it were good because she wanted to save 432 pages. So yeah, touche. I feel like that's a good investment, Saskia. I will read it, and when I do read it, I'll tell you if it's hot or not. This one was purchased by my wife. My beautiful wife, she basically said to me that I was allowed a £50 budget. She said, you can have £50 and you can buy what you want, but I've bought you this because I know that you like James Patterson. Now, I don't think James Patterson is in any way, shape or form the best crime writer. I think sometimes his writing is borderline bad, but there is no disputing that his books are quite addictive and page-turny. And that's what I tend to use James Patterson for. It's my holiday read. When I go abroad, I normally pick up a James Patterson book from W.H. Smith's and I take it on holiday and I just read it at poolside. My wife knows that I enjoy him for that, so she's bought me his newest one, which is called Paranoia. The only thing that puts me off James Patterson books a little bit now is that he's basically sat at home retired. People are sending him manuscripts, he's reading them and going, yeah, I'll put my name against that. But the authors do kind of write in a James Patterson style where there's loads of chapters. Like this book's got 123 chapters, short chapters, fast-paced. James Patterson won't put his name against a book unless it is something that's kind of like his vibe. So we'll see anyway. I don't have any hopes for this, not low hopes or high hopes. I'm just going to read it and see what I reckon. I picked this up from Waterstones yesterday because when my wife said to me you can have 50 quid, I went straight into Waterstones. They had a few special edition books that I wanted, but they were like book twos in a series that I didn't own book one for. So I ended up coming away with 2 books and none of them were special editions because I'm in the process at the minute of trying to collect some shelf trophies. And I didn't actually buy any shelf trophies, but thankfully a lot of you sent me some shelf trophies, which we'll get to later on in the video. I bought I Am Legend by Richard Matheson. I've only read one of his books before, which was called Hell House. I didn't enjoy it. It just felt like a weird book about like horny ghosts. And I was just like, it's not for me. So I got about halfway through and I was just like, I'm done with these pervy ghosts. I'll read something else. I'm told that this is much better. I have not seen the film featuring Will Smith. I believe it's some sort of like zombie apocalypse, and I love zombie stuff. So no, it's not. Is it vampire? Vampire? No, it says vampires on back. Vampire apocalypse. I thought it was zombies when I saw Will Smith with a dog or something. I don't know. Apparently about vampires, but I'm sure I saw an advert that there was some daytime in it. Why does it matter? I'm obviously wrong because the book says vampires. So about vampires. Brett, his name's not Brett, his surname's Brett. Peter V. Brett, The Painted Man. I bought this from Waterstones because I've never read this author. I am an habitual, book buyer when I don't know the author. You know, if I've never read an author before, I can't help but just want to read them to see how different they are to other authors. And this is exactly why I purchased this, because someone said in one of my comments before, these are really good. And I was like, oh, I've never read his books before. How exciting is that? And I saw it in Waterstones, and this is book one in the, I don't know if it's called the Painted Man series or something, but got it. See what we think of that one. I was then purchased the Butcher's Masquerade, which I think is book 5 in the Dungeon Crawler Car series. I'm slowly starting to collect these. I think I'm up to book 5 now. I've got the first 5. I just need the next. I don't know if there's 2 or 3 out. I actually haven't read this one yet. I've read up to book 4 and I love it, but it's incomplete in it. It's not finished yet. So I didn't want to keep reading and then finish it all and then have to wait for yonks. So I'm just taking my time with it. I know that I'm going to love this when I eventually pick it up and read it. These covers are absolutely batshit crazy. And I love them. They're just so bright in your face, and these will stay on my shelf forever. My first, the first book that I've got in this one, Dungeon Crawler Call, the first book, is actually signed by Matt Dinnerman as well. Yeah, I just dabbed. Who cares? I've got 3 kids. I'm allowed to do stupid, immature stuff. This one is fit. This is a proper shelf trophy. Have a look at that one. The Sword of Kagan. Or Kaigan. I know people pronounce it differently on Tinterweb. But this is one of my favourite standalone fantasy books of all time. I absolutely love it. If you want to read a standalone fantasy book that's got loads of action at the front of the book and then heartbreak and healing journey and character study at the back of the book, this is marvellous. And one of my followers, Phil Hope, messaged me on Tinstagram. I'm not going to read this because it's quite a personal note, but basically he just sent me a really nice message and said, I know that you love this book. I've got 2 copies. Do you want me to send you one? And I was like, why have you got 2 copies? And he basically said, because the company that he bought it from had sprayed the edges, but they forgot to spray the top edge, but still sent this sexy sleeve. And I was like, I'm not that bothered about sprayed edges anyway, so I would absolutely love this because this is what I care about, the actual cover. I love cover illustrations, and you know me, I love some dragons. On the actual cover itself, we've got a dragon. How cool is that? I don't know why, because I don't remember any dragons in the book, but still, it's great cool. Maybe I need to reread it, because if there is dragons in there, I should like it even more, but I don't remember there being dragons. Anyway, Sword of Kagan, I highly recommend that. Ruben's just on his way in. You're going to have to deal with this, because not unfortunately, because I love spending time with my kids, but it is just me and Ruben in the house. Ellie's out doing dancing run, which means it's me and Ruben time, but Ruben were just chilling, so I thought I'd just quickly sit down with you and do my little wrap-up. Yes, son?
I'm hungry.
You're hungry? Well, do you think that you should have eaten all of your tea? Yeah, you should have eaten all your tea, shouldn't you? So do you think tomorrow when I give you breakfast, instead of leaving half of your breakfast, do you think you might eat it all to make sure your tummy's nice and full?
What is that?
This goes on my microphone to try and stop wind noise and stuff, but there's no wind. So can I have a kiss and get back to talking to these about Daddy's birthday presents? Yeah, give us a kiss. I'll come and see you soon. I don't have a kiss. All right, I'll see you in a bit then. Oh, don't do that. That's the pretty book I've just been talking about. Do you want to go and show your book that we bought you? It's in there. It's in the room. Do you want to go and show your new book? We bought Ruben a new book as well, because obviously Daddy can't have a book without Ruben having a book. Next book I've got is this one, which is Artificial Wisdom by Thomas R. Weaver. I got this solely based on the premise. It seemed wild. I believe it's about a world that, can I do this book first and you show yours after? Where they're basically looking for a new government and they're trying to decide between a human and AI. And the whole concept intrigues me about that. Like, what would happen if you put AI in charge of government? Because it's getting to the point now, isn't it, really, where it's more clever than humans. So I just love the premise behind this book, and I'm very intrigued by... I don't know what to expect. I just think it sounds wild. Right, Ruben, would you like to talk about your book? Are you going to talk about it, or am I? Okay, so I'm going to tell you that Ruben got Santa and Son. Do you want to be in the video? Santa and Son by David Walliams, because I think they own, between them, every single David Walliams book. And we're going through a stage at the minute where we're reading books together as a family, because Ruben's reading age is through the roof. He's an absolutely fantastic reader, aren't you, at 5 years old? But his sister struggles a little bit. So we're sitting down now and we're going to read the same books as a family, and hopefully it helps the other one, Amai May's reading age, just come up a little bit. She really struggles academically and also with concentration, but we're waiting on an ADHD diagnosis and things like that. So I think that's more just her brain works differently, doesn't it? What are you whistling for? Right, can I have a kiss now? No, don't do that. You'll mess up my microphone. Right, give me a kiss. Mwah. I love you. Do you want to take it back in there? I won't be long. I've just got to do these last few videos, these last few books, and then I'll be with you, okay? I love you. Next up, we've got this sexy copy of One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. This is another shelf trophy because I've already read the Shepherd King duology. Loved them both. I think they're really good, easy reads. Love the magic system with the tarot cards. And I like the characters. So I thought, well, I know I like it. So probably in the next kind of like 3, 4, 5 years, who knows when, I'll reread it. And I just thought this was really nice. Green's my favourite colour. And this is like a beautiful green. I said I weren't bothered about sprayed edges, but this is fit in it. So, and I will at some point pick up the Two Twisted Crowns, which is book 2 in this duology. So if you've not read this, it's only a duology. There's 2 books, not much commitment. They're not massive. I think they're still on Kindle Unlimited as well, so you can get them for note. I highly recommend it. Really good book. Next up, Leanne said, "Happy birthday, dude. Hope you have the best day. Had to be some Abercrombie. I've heard great things about these. Sending all love to you and the family. Leanne." She got me the Age of Madness trilogy by Joe Abercrombie. I read the First Law trilogy, which is not this one. This is the first. So if you don't know about the First Law world, it is the First Law trilogy, which is 3 books that follows a set of characters. And then there are 3 separate standalones called Heroes, Red Country and Best Served Cold. And then you've got The Age of Madness, which I believe follows the children of the main characters from the first books, which I think is really cool because I loved the characters. And I actually, at the start of the book, were like, there's no way these will have kids. But based on this, I'm guessing they did. And then there is a book called Sharp Ends, which I think is like a collection of short stories. And there might be 1 or 2 others. But these, from anyone that's read the entire First Law universe, these are the ones that people say are the best out of all of them. And I really, really enjoyed the First Law trilogy. The plot, for some people I know, is quite slow. I didn't mind the plot because I thought the character work and the dialogue and stuff was so spectacular that the characters could have just sat and played a game of chuffing solitaire and I'd have sat and listened to them because they're just so funny and morally complicated. Definitely morally complicated. If you want to read the most morally complicated characters on planet Earth, you need to read Logan Ninefingers and Sandan Glockter. Crazy. Really, really good. I don't think anyone that I've read in fantasy writes more complicated characters than Joe Abercrombie. So I'm buzzing to read The Age of Madness. Thank you, Leanne. This here is a series that up until a few years ago I'd never really heard of. I believe it's part of the... It's not Dragonlance, is it? Yeah, it is Dragonlance. So Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman apparently have wrote loads and loads and loads of books in the Dragonlance series, and it's like classic fantasy. So I went online and read the back of some of the blurbs in the books, and I was like, that sounds bang up my street. They don't seem too dense, because a lot of fantasy books these days can be like 1,000 pages, and sometimes I just can't be bothered to sit and focus. Not that I think books need to be short, I don't. I love thick books. Girth matters. And, sorry, so childish. Sometimes I just don't want to sit down and concentrate for 1,000 pages because that can take me a couple of weeks. And I've got a short attention span. And when I don't want to sit down and concentrate on 1,000 pages, these kind of books, 350 pages, are just perfect. Nighttime reading, I can read 50 pages or so, which I will say 50 pages still takes me like an hour and a half to 2 hours because I only read like 25 to 30 pages an hour, which is so slow, I know that, but I spend a lot of my time reading. So I'm excited to try Dragonlance because that's highly rated in the like fantasy sphere. 3 more books to go and then I'll shut up. I got these 2. Yeah, I did. So these were both sent to me by... hello, Ruben, again. Oh, you want to show your book again? You've already showed your book. It's not about you, Ruben. It was my birthday, not yours.
It's not your birthday today.
Oh, when was my birthday?
2 days ago.
Yesterday? Does that mean it's not about me anymore, then? When can it be about... Oh, when can it be about me again? Next.
No.
Can I just finish these 2 books, though?
No.
Thank you.
I don't know.
So, I know, but I need to. I've done so well. I've managed 26 minutes without disruption, and now you're, like, ruining my mojo. Maruna, who sent me another book earlier on, I forgot which one it was, actually sent me... Thank you. Sent me Empire of Dawn, which is book 3 in the Empire of the Vampire trilogy, and Empire of the Damned, which is book 2. I read book 1 last year, and because my memory is so terrible...
Good memory.
Daddy has good memory, I've got bad memory. My memory's so bad that I forgot everything that happened, so I'm rereading Empire of the Vampire at the minute, and it's remarkable. Absolutely loving it. Like 10 out of 10, speechless. There is like no hope, but there's a bit of hope. The battle scenes are absolutely insane. The characters are marvellous. The dialogue is just spectacular. Ruben's getting bored, so we're going to have to try and get this video done ASAP. So I put them on my wish list because I know that this is going to be one of my favourite series of all times. That's without even having completed... Don't mess with the microphone, dude, because it all sounds silly on camera. And I just don't like editing videos. It's quite boring. And the longer I have to take doing videos and editing them, the less time I get to spend with you. So you can let me finish this video? Yeah. Peace and love. Thanks. Love you so much. So anyway, I got these because the covers are absolutely fit. The book is fit. The writer's... Can I say fit? He's 6'7". He's got dark hair and a cool moustache. So if you want, I don't know if you're that way inclined. So I got these. These are like forever books. I'm gonna keep these forever and ever and ever. And then the last book that I got was off a recommendation. No, don't be getting my top out. Thank you. They don't want to see my boobies. That's rude.
I'm not getting this.
King's Sorrow by Joe Hill, who is Stephen King's son. I've never read a Joe Hill book before. I believe he blends like horror and fantasy.
Sunday.
I'm talking, baby. Can I just finish this video, please, baby? You've been really patient. Let me just do this last bit and then we can talk, okay? This is, for anyone that wants to start doing content creation, this is the reality of what a lot of people don't show you. And when you see a lot of content creators where like videos will skip from one bit to the next, this is all the stuff they're missing out on. And I'm not going to do it because I want you to see real life. Look, this is me. And if people don't like this, then they don't need to follow me, do they? They can follow someone else that's got a nice polished page and edits the videos and cuts out all this interesting stuff. As I've said, you know, I grew up without a dad. No, thank you. No, thank you. My videos are going to take a lot longer the more you keep distracting me and doing this. I grew up without a dad and I love all this and I want to enjoy it. So I don't want to remove this part of my life because this is part of my life, isn't it? And hopefully you're here for life as well, not just for books. So this is allegedly a blend of fantasy, horror, and it's about some children at college who, I believe, something happens where they end up summoning this dragon, and it's the consequence of like the deal with the devil. They summon a dragon to help them with the situation, but it's all about like the deal with the devil. What happens when you summon something bad to help you with something? What are the consequences of that? I actually had a little sneak peek of the first chapter, and the writing does seem like he's definitely inspired from his dad. It does seem very Stephen King-esque writing. I'm expecting it to be quite, what's the word I use to describe Stephen King a lot? Waffly. However, the reviews I've seen so far of this have said that although it looks daunting because it's like nearly 900 pages, most people have said it's the quickest 900 pages they've ever read, and it almost felt like they wanted more. So I'm excited to read this and excited to see what I think to Joe Hill. Last couple of honourable mentions are, and then I'm going to pay my son some attention because as you can see he's craving it. Half an hour without dad is half an hour too much. Try 36 years without your dad, Reuben. Welcome to my world. No, maybe I'll never leave you. Trauma. This, Macaulay sent me, me and Macaulay played tennis together. So last time we played tennis, he gave me a card and I opened it on my birthday and he got me a £20 book voucher. So that, thank you Macaulay, will go along with, your boy's got money. So I've still got £30 left from my money that Ellie said that I could have. She owes me 30 quid. Plus £50 from my granddad, / Ellie's granddad that I stole. Plus
and
this.
Also, Daddy is good.
Also, Daddy is good, Reuben said.
Naughty.
And never naughty. So I got money. So I think I'm going to go to Waterstones in Nottingham because it's got like 4 floors.
Sometimes when I'm being naughty.
I do tell you off when you're being naughty, yeah. But look, I'm really sorry. Towards the end of this video, Reuben just got fed up of waiting for me. I think we're going to have to wrap it up. That's what I got for my birthday. I'm so happy.
Bye. Daddy's going to see you tomorrow.
Daddy's not going to see you tomorrow because I've got no plans to do another video. Do you want to come and say bye properly? Do you want to come and say bye? I think Reuben wants to say bye. You want to come here and say bye? Okay. I think he's been so good considering it's just me and him in house, auntie, really. I don't normally do my videos when it's just me and Reuben or me and my mate in house.
Hi.
Because, yeah, they haven't got patience to sit and wait for me to finish my videos.
See what happens when it did that.
It'll make a stupid noise on there and everyone will get right annoyed. Right, say if you've watched till this point...
No, you.
No, come on. You want it to be a video. All right, I'll say the first bit then. If you've watched till this point, what does Daddy say? I love you the most. I'll see you in a bit.